Hey, RPM Trade Vietnam. Back at it. I had to end that last live stream, man. That shit was it was just stuck in that not being able to connect to the damn internet shit. I'm way closer to Dubuque now, so internet signal picking up. It'll probably go out again shortly after I get up out of Dubuque, possibly. I'm trying to envision like the path and go through some little towns and shit. But yeah, it's definitely gonna cut out again. If we do it again, man, I'll holler at y'all on the way back home or something. I'm not even gonna be back home in Freeport too long at all. I'm just trying to touch down, show my face, and try and show some love and give some diplomacy, some ideas of diplomacy to the family. And then I'm going back home, man, because Freeport is a goddamn black hole. That place ain't no good to nobody or for nobody, bro. What a fucking shitty place, man. What a shitty fucking place to be, Freeport, Illinois. Fuck that place, bro. That place is good because of my childhood, and it is what it is. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what builds you. That's what make you. And I appreciate it all. And, you know, I play some music and shit, you know, from my childhood, and that's nostalgic and reminisce to think about Freeport from a fucking distance. I don't give a fuck if I ever go back. Family need to get on up out of there and come visit me sometime. I cannot fucking stand Freeport, Illinois, bro. What a shitty fucking place to be. It's a shitty town, man. A whole lot of desperate people doing desperate shit, man. That's a problem in the world, man. Desperate people doing desperate ass shit. But I can't remember what I was talking about when my live stream ended. Just know that a big part of who it is that I am, though I may be pouring my heart out and being an open book as much as I can with being a gun rights activist, I'm trying to put all of that out there so you can see who it is that I am. There's always going to be them people that still insist on either misunderstanding you or discounting your intelligence because, or whatever the case may be. I've been slowly learning, and I need to be very proactive in learning Brazilian Portuguese, which is different from Portuguese in Portugal. It's not the same thing. It's like England and English in America. It's different. Slang, other words, all type of shit is different. It's different enough that it's two different languages. There's even a greater difference between Portuguese in Portugal and the Portuguese that they speak in Brazil. Is a bigger difference between them two than it is us in England. Way bigger difference. And I started learning Brazilian Portuguese by accident, watching a foreign film called City of God. I watched it so much that I could mimic and repeat what they were saying in Portuguese, knowing what the fuck it is that they were saying because of the subtitles. And this is how a lot of foreigners learn English. So I started picking up on so much of the language in that movie that I said, man, I'm gonna start learning this language for real. So I just started doing like what kids are learning, the colors, the animals and shit like that. Passarinho, cachorro, tubarão, tartaruga, girafa. You know, these are animals. You know, lion, tigre, tiger. Leon, of course, is lion. Elefante, okay, that's elephant, right? Tubarão, that's shark. Tartaruga, I like saying tartaruga. That's how you say turtle. Colors and shit is like vermelho, that's red. Verde, that's green. Blanco, of course, white. Preto, that's black. Roxo, that's purple. Cinza, silver. Yeah, like learning the colors, the animals and shit like that, like a kid would. Another thing that'll help you learn a language real good is memorizing phrases and stuff, because that's what kids do. Way before you can tell a kid how to conjugate a verb or what the fuck a past participle is, way before you do that, you teach them how to speak. They learn how to speak just by engaging you in speech and learn how to express themselves way before they can get the phonics, the science behind what a proper sentence is and what makes it that way. They just know what a proper sentence is when you teach them how to speak, and they learn it from their environment, and then they just start speaking. You got to learn a foreign language like that, bro. If you go in head first trying to conjugate and all sorts of shit, it's going to disrupt the natural processes so much that you're not going to retain that shit, and it's going to turn your attitude off into the whole learning process. That'll defeat you in and of itself, man. As soon as you don't care, you find it to be more frustrating than it is rewarding. You got to learn that shit like kids would, bro, and then you'll be okay with the fucking foreign language shit. But my whole point about all that is, I do that, and I don't talk about that through all my fucking live streams. So if I say that I've been, I'm more well versed in the language of Brazilian Portuguese than some Mexican people that live in America right now that won't even go speak their own fucking native language that's being taught in every high school in the fucking country. They don't know it. I know it better than that, than they do in some cases, of course. And you wouldn't know that unless I fucking tell you in a fucking live stream. Then I gotta say it all the time so that everybody that hears me say anything at all knows that part about me, so I can expect for them to calculate. Man, listen, you're not gonna know or see everything about me. It does not mean that it doesn't exist. Can't nobody son me about the importance of training. You have no idea what I've been through talking about and what I'm aligning as far as training. You don't know. You can't preach the importance of it to me because I've already been there. My mind has already been there. What makes you think that it hasn't? Because you're not taking me for a serious person. I'm way too serious of a person for that to have never crossed my mind until you say that to me. It's never crossed my mind until you say that to me? Stop it. Chill out. I got it covered. Shout out to Guns and Chocolate and Montu Tactical on IG. They know we got plans, bro. I got shit to do. Coming down there where y'all be at to do some good ass fucking training with some good ass, smart, sensible people, man. That's what the internet is for. You're supposed to be making real, genuine connections of utility for your growth and your development from whatever areas you need it. Use the internet to do that, and then you're doing something good with the internet. You understand? I'm way too wise of a person, and my mind has been all over top of so many things for anybody to think that they can son me on the importance of training, as if I don't already know. As if I have done no training because you haven't seen me do it on the internet. I didn't get on the internet to be like everything that you expect for a gun guy to be on the internet. I'm a gun rights activist, and that's all I care to talk about. I don't get on here so I can blend in with, be measured against, and have my content compared to shooting instructors and trainers and shit like that. That's not what I got on here for. So why would I walk and talk like them so that you can then begin to demand that I spend my time in my content creation doing those things that other people already got that shit covered? I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do that. Other people got that shit covered. I came here to do what nobody seems to be doing. The things that I see so easily that seems to be escaping all of you fucking tough motherfuckers out there. All you tough gun-loving motherfuckers out there. I came here to tell you that your Constitution was a fucking trick. It is the only thing that they can possibly present to you that gives them the expectation that you can take a God-given right, that they can take a God-given right from people that's supposed to be free without you guys fighting. How could they ever accomplish that? Listen to what it is that I'm saying. I'm asking you, Constitution-loving motherfuckers. If the Constitution is so magical, I want you to tell me, what is it about nature that fails you, when all I can see is that if they ever wanted to be a tyrannical government, they can get people to lay down and give up undebatable, inalienable, non-negotiable, God-given rights? How do we get them to actually give it up without us having to fight, physically fight them to get it? What can we do? Tell them that they have these rights that are deeply embedded in what we call a constitution. It's a contract that they were not even a party to, but tell them to love it, lean on it, and use nothing else for the support of these rights, to say what they want and to arm themselves when they do it. Tell them that all of that rests, all that energy rests in a constitution and things that we call amendments. Amendment literally means change, changeable. Expect the change. If they call it an amendment, then y'all get all mad and scared and worried and something like something's going wrong when they try to amend it. Y'all not paying attention. As soon as they said amendment changeable, I go, oh, we got a problem. Right away. Y'all find some solace, some grace, some protection in something that they said, hey, it's changeable, and we got the arena where it can or cannot be changed. But where it can or where it may or may not be changed is what I mean. They got the arena. The arena belongs to them. How is some simple American man supposed to stand up for his rights in a court system built on legalese and all of this complicated shit when you going up against lawyers and judges with extensive careers? Listen, it's telling you that the game is rigged in their favor. Every year, one of them motherfuckers successfully violate their magical constitution and oath of office right in front of everybody. And they built this career, a championship career of pushing ignorant people through a revolving door of citations and jail time and slave sentences for non-violent victimless crimes. Come on, man. They are seasoned. Claws are sharpened, yo. And then you get in there and think, well, we want to fight for our rights and they want to be tyrannical. We got to meet them in a court of law and debate their ass. And then hopefully we win a debate. This shit's supposed to be non-debatable. The only way they can make you accept a debate about it and then accept the loss of that debate without a fight is because of a constitution. That is their gateway. And the only way that they can achieve what it is, as I said, they might be trying to achieve. I got you. Because the Constitution hasn't stopped them. We know that too. I got you. You see how both things are true? It hasn't stopped them, and it's the only way they can get you to let go without a fight. Put it into an arena of debate, and then accept it if you lose this debate, okay? And then you say a deal. Sucker, stupid, goofy, the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck about what it's supposed to do. I'm telling you that it didn't, and I think maybe even by design or some level of intellectual expectation. You would imagine that if you put the angles, the higher vantage point and control over this arena of debates, these arenas of debate, if you put it into the hands of the government that will potentially be tyrannical, who do you think is going to win that shit if the fucking rubber meets the road and there's a real reach for control over humanity to the likes of which we have never seen before? If that was ever a hypothetical case inside of any movie plot or anything at all, what do you think would be the angle of the nefarious, ill-intended antagonist in the fucking movie? What would be the angle? That they have one tool of hypnosis that could get many of you to step out of the way, and that is the Constitution was meant to be amendable, and now it's time to amend it. Accept it and let it go. What else did you expect? And that's what they say to you motherfuckers when they hate on your gun rights. That's what they are saying to you. And when you say, let's meet them in a court of law, I think you look crazy. Because in all actuality, you are telling them that there is a chance for them to win a fight that you also say that they can't win anyway. That they can't win that debate. Right? Don't tread on me type shit. You say this. Then why are you meeting with them to argue about it? Every time they're successful in infringing on these magical constitutional rights, every time they are successful because you told them that you will accept the debate about it. When you should have told them, there's no debate about that part. That shit was written in the Constitution, and it's so ironclad that we could literally tell you guys that once we present it to you in the Constitution, now even the idea of totally throwing out or removing it doesn't change our energy on this side of the fucking table. We will flip the dinner table over on y'all asses. If y'all want gun control, y'all got to be willing to fight or else you're not going to get it. That's what we should have told them. And they told us we got to be willing to beat them in their own arenas in a debate about that shit in order to get the freedom. That's not how it goes. The truth is already the truth no matter what it is that they're doing. Actually watching them violate that shit where states can't even keep it consistent on how the Constitution is supposed to go. That's the clear sign that the Constitution didn't work, because we're watching contradicting ideas about the Constitution between neighboring states, no less. Get it? Somebody's getting it wrong because they don't have the same thing, so now somebody's wrong, right? Regardless of what you think about the Constitution and interpretation, you don't even got to go that far. You can look at surface level honest observations and your mind should tell you, man, something's wrong here, because we don't got to argue the details. As soon as I tell you that two states that are actually neighboring, like Iowa and Illinois, for example, bordering states, had two different ideas on the Constitution in regards to gun rights. Just that part, right? They're obviously different, which means that somebody is wrong, which means that somebody is involved in an entire state government system that is in such a great contradiction and violation of their oath of office and the Constitution that they deserve immediate action that should steal the show. Fuck the news. This should steal the show. It should be a show-stopping observation between every permission, which is crazy. This is what we're dealing with. Y'all having to be wrong in violation of promise. Keep God-given rights behind this wall of legalese and constitutional red tape. You shouldn't have to be smart or even know what the fuck they got going on for you to get your rights. As soon as your natural walk aligns with your natural rights, them complicating it to try to make it look like you got to jump through hoops or only if what it is that you interpret as that matches the state that you're in at the time, in history that you're in it, because then the states change over time. An individual state will change over time. And they won't fucking keep it consistent at any given time between states. This is psychotic behavior to even sit back and let it happen. If you got a gun and you claim to be so motherfucking smart and you're so fucking wise, if examinations like this don't trump every fucking thing, no pun intended, if it doesn't trump every fucking thing that you got on your political table to realize that something is wrong, we can't let these motherfuckers be in this much of a violation and go on with everybody's life in their hands, pointing a government gun at anybody when they might be in a great violation of the Constitution and the oath of office. Stop the show. Nobody fucking move. You guys are insane, and when you can't understand that, I know that I'm just smarter than y'all, and I'm tired of having to feel like I shouldn't talk like that or say that or come to these conclusions when I'm making these observations. And you can't think in this way isn't taken serious. What you trying to convince me that you take it seriously? No, you're not. You're not taking it seriously. As soon as you take it seriously, you look at the differences between states about something like gun rights and go, oh, we got a problem, man. This is crazy. And it can't go on another day. Somebody say something. You see that they let it go on, then motherfuckers are begging who? Motherfuckers who can also be not only accused of violating the Constitution and the oath of office, but a lot of these motherfuckers can be accused of child dealing, trafficking, and a whole bunch of other dark ass shit that if 10% of it is true, I don't owe them no obedience about nothing. No, I don't. It's a disqualifier. It's a disqualifier to be this guilty of such serious things that you want me to believe that you take it seriously. But your actions don't say that you're disqualified. Period. It should be that simple. I'm disgusted, man. I'm disgusted that people who claim to be smart can't be smart enough to say no. I see something that should be not a speed bump, but an entire roadblock, an entire brick wall on a roadblock. Yep, it's a roadblock to everything. I don't want to talk about nothing else so that they can't reconcile this. Because as soon as you think that you can bring any man, any individual man up on actual, legit, undebatable, everybody would agree upon, simple evidence that don't even take long to even comb through, that if you agree that we might be dealing with a murderer, for example, like he's guilty of a murder, let's say we got him standing over the body with a weapon right now, right? Let's say that he's that guilty and everybody can see him. Everybody's watching this man, right? Once we see that that's what we're dealing with, a murder standing over the body with the weapon, I don't have to listen to him tell me how he started a charity and I had to let him speak before I address him about a crime that he might have just committed, since we're watching him standing over the body with the weapon. Then now I got to hear him campaign how important it is for everybody to grow aware of autism and then to fund the cause and the research and all this other stuff. I don't care how noble that is. He don't get to interrupt me charging him with murder when he's standing over the body with the weapon to talk about that shit no matter how good it is. It's a showstopper. It's a showstopper. Even in the face of something that y'all want to try to act like, I won't give a fuck what you guys say about Trump. It's a showstopper. He want to promise reciprocity, but none of you motherfuckers are smart enough. National reciprocity, if they gave it to us, they're not giving us something like a gift or something from the heavens or from your God, right? They're trying to make right or wrong that they had, that it should have been like this in the first place. And nobody stopped to think that if they give if Trump grants national reciprocity, whoever was in violation of ever accepting my Iowa permit, anybody on the record right now who already said that they wouldn't accept the Iowa state permit to carry, mark it down. Forever call them guilty, because when Trump gives a national reciprocity and they got to change their shit, a change like that meant that you were guilty of violation of your oath of office and the Constitution, up until the point that you changed it. You changed it from a violation into being better in tune with the Constitution. That means you were wrong and you got to pay for being wrong. You can't just come over that. If Trump won't say that, then Trump either isn't smart or he realizes that, but he's trying to save the integrity of the entire government by not knocking it down with a truth like that. I'll say knock that shit down. They guilty of the child trafficking, whoever it is, point them out, knock it down. I don't give a fuck what happened after that. the justice involved in getting this shit right is worth all of the pain that's going to come behind that growth. I don't give a fuck how much it hurts. Y'all are weird, pretending to be smarter than everybody else. And y'all not smart enough and brave enough to call that shit what it is and then let all the pain hurt. The truth is the truth. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't gotta give a fuck either. And I won't. I won't care. Y'all are weird. Weird motherfuckers. Y'all goofy asses up. You goofy if you think I gotta ignore all of that to argue with you about which is better, Glock or FN, and why not. I like them both. You can't point to a gun that you say, is this one better or is this one better, without me saying, give me both of them. Because I'd be a fool to let you tell me, and I never tested it myself to see what I thought. Your opinion could be biased. Ain't no telling where it's coming from. You could be inexperienced. You could be biased because you're being paid. I wouldn't know where the bias is coming from. None of that would matter. They said Glock or XD, I bought both of them. They said Glock or Canic, I bought both of them. That's just what it is that I'm going to do. Because I got to figure it out for myself. That's the manly thing to do. That's what a real man would do. They would listen to everybody and go, well, let me put words into action and see for myself. I'm never going to listen to none of y'all. I'll take y'all advice. Thanks for the heads up. I'm taking notes. I'm going to look for these things to see if your discrepancies or your satisfaction can align with what it is that I found when I did it. And if it aligns, and I'm going to say, make me feel like this is where the truth is at once I see that it aligns with everything that I put myself through about it. You got to get out there and figure it out. I'm never going to listen to you just because you're saying that. So that's crazy. So take a step back. I'm going to be me. You're going to be you. If I train with a bullpup, but you don't like bullpups, but I can say, man, all I know is I've been training with this motherfucking bullpup like every other motherfucking weekend for like months on end. Like what I thought was kind of awkward or different about it as composed, compared to conventional rifle setups, like an AK or AR platform. Once I go bullpup, shit changes. But if I say that I've been putting myself through the changes, getting familiar with everything, the mag change and everything, all of that, it might not be 100% efficient to you, maybe not even for me. But if I can make it work and it feels good, and I train well enough to say all of the unfamiliar things have become familiar, it's not going to matter what it is you think how hard you thought it was for you to get through it. How would any of that ever matter? It doesn't matter. I've grown very familiar with something that you find to be foreign or impractical, and it ain't foreign and impractical to me once I make it familiar. It just is what it is, and that's what the training is about. Nobody's ever going to be able to speak to me or to you out there about what's good and what's not good about gun shit. You are going to have to figure it out yourself. As a matter of fact, you won't even be a real man unless you do that part of it. So you can't let too much of the opinions of other people sway you away from things. It should only inform you for you to take some notes and then just see what it's going to be once you get out there. Nothing else is ever going to make any sense at all. Of course, quality firearms are important, but at the same time, you know what's way more important than that? You buying a firearm, regardless of whatever your budget is, training with it. As soon as you get a firearm, if you buy a High Point, which is a very cheap, affordable, just ugly ass brick of a firearm, they all are. Even their pistol caliber carbines, they're just ugly, super basic, blocky. The mechanics are like just enough to get the fucking job done very often. It don't matter if that's all you can afford. If they seem to be finicky, like they might jam with certain ammo, look into it and be real understanding of why guns jam when they jam. Where are the malfunctions coming from? Jagged feed ramps. Maybe it's your ammo. If you got ammo like the Sierra hollow points that I bought, I went and tested those out. Sierra makes some shitty fucking hollow points. When you test them, especially in multiple firearms, you start seeing the different qualities of different firearms and the quality of the ammunition and what's making these things malfunction. So I put the Sierra hollow points through all of my Canics, every one of them. When I fired them through all of my Canics, I got 3 of them. I noticed that they were jamming every other round, period. No exception. Between 3 different models of my Canic pistol, these Sierra hollow points were jamming every other round. Not in my Glock though. They did in my Glock or my XD. So then I tried some other hollow points. So I was like, okay, we might have a hollow point issue here with these firearms. This is going to be bad because a firearm that seems to jam with hollow points is like not really cool, because hollow points, they expand when they hit things. Very unlikely that it'll go through two layers of fucking drywall and fucking wood studs and shit on your fucking wall. They're really good for home defense when you talk about hollow points as opposed to full metal jackets. So get hollow points for your home defense, y'all. There's field tests that show you what it is, and I'm saying this is easy to learn, and you don't even got to be a sharpshooter or John Wick to understand these things and then to implement them into your gun journey. And once you know that and you utilize that and you get out to the field and then you test it yourself, you just put yourself miles above the average person, especially the average criminal who might try and hurt you. You're miles above them already. With a little bit of training, go to the range every other weekend for 6 months religiously. You're going to be so far above other people that it's crazy. You probably way above the training capabilities and tactical implementation of utilizing a firearm. You're gonna be miles above the criminal that comes that brings that bullshit to your life. You got him beat by a long shot, and that's all you really need to do. You running from a bear, you just got to be faster than the slowest person that you're running with, and you'll probably get away from that bear. You don't got to be the fastest man in the world. That's not what it takes. What you got to do is just be one of the great ones involved, and you can rise above. You're trying to save your life. Y'all not gonna fight no battle to save the world, so shut your punk ass up. Y'all ain't got to be John Wick, and you know you're not going to be. You ain't either. Ain't nobody doing that shit. Calm down. It's a gun journey. It's a journey. It's a journey. So enjoy the journey. Grow. Expect the growth and then do that. But back to the mechanics and shit. So I realized what was happening is that these Sierra hollow points, they're jagged and ugly, and the mouth of the hollow point is open, kind of wide. And you mix that with the not so smooth, crisp, rounded feed ramp inside of my cannons, and I go boom. That's the problem. These cannons can't fire this ammo. I'm never going to put this ammo in them cannons and expect a smooth performance, especially not when defending my life or the life of my kids and my family. So that's a no-no. You get out to the field and then you start learning this shit, and it puts you miles above the criminal who probably don't know too much of nothing. He's a criminal. He probably not going to be doing none of the shit you're doing. You beat him very quickly in your level of awareness and how you going to utilize this firearm in defense for defensive purposes only. You already got him beat. You don't got to be John Wick. Just rise above and you'll be fine to save your life. That's what you was trying to do. You wasn't trying to sign a contractual hit on James Bond. He's not your enemy. Slow down, chill out. But I learned that, right? With them Sierra hollow points. It go through the Glock, boom, 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 the Glock didn't miss. The Glock didn't fucking misfire not one fucking time at the range when I tested this out. I was like, man, look at that, the Glock go crazy. This is why people like the Glock, making mental notes. I see you, Glock, good job. So I never put that round in none of my cannons. People say cannons are trash because you are like a firearm that seems to eat anything. But once you learn your firearm, you can say the things that people say is negative about these cannons, I've recognized, found a way to overcome. Now I can make this cannon run just as proficiently as the fucking Glock by knowing just not put this ammo in there and I'm good. Then you put a different hollow point like I did into my cannon, boom, 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 boom. They fire. But the other hollow points, I can't remember what they were. I had to name them for y'all sometime, show y'all the boxes, show y'all the ammo, and I'm gonna do this shit in front of a fucking camera. Since now I gotta be a fucking typical good gun tuber to even be taken seriously. Shut the fuck up. I came out here to talk that revolutionary shit. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm not gonna be who you are, who you wanted me to be. Can I be different? Damn, right? Huh? Chill. So I put the other hollow points into the cannons that same day. They got more of a tapered, narrow point to the hollow point. Rounded edge where the hollow point comes together, where it pulls in on itself to create that hollow point that that allows for a decent amount of velocity to still be stopped. Hopefully, it ain't no fucking guarantee depending on what's going on, but it makes it way more likely that drywall studs in the wall and shit will stop it, so that you can say, hey, this is what we're going to be working with for home defense. This is the best chance we got to be effective and efficient in the goal of stopping the home invader and not having the round go through all the fucking walls, because you're responsible for every round that leaves the firearm. If you're a gun owner and you take it seriously and you just hear what it is that I just said, the knowledge about hollow points as opposed to full metal jackets, being mindful that you're responsible for every round to go out of the gun, no matter what it is, defensive or heroic that you're doing, it doesn't matter. You're still responsible for every round. You're gonna be held accountable for that shit. As soon as you know that, you take that into mind, and that affects how cautiously you move about it, more in tune with the laws and how all of that works and everything else. You just made yourself better than the average criminal that will come to you. This is, man, walk your journey. You don't gotta be the greatest professional with all of the knowledge and all of the fucking best training in the fucking world, like a fucking Navy SEAL. You don't have to be that. Walk your journey. Be better than you was yesterday, and you doing good. Can't nobody expect nothing else from you. Man, just be that. This expectation, the motherfucker. Come on, man. Get out of here with that. You can't sun me, bro. But take that route. So, that actually led to discovery. I don't even know how old this round is, but all of this research months ago, a long time ago, led me to the discovery of a hollow point called a monolithic hollow point, which is a new take on how to develop a hollow point. These monolithic hollow points, I wish I had one with me so I can show you. I do. Look at that. I got this monolithic hollow point right here. What that is, if you can see that, is damn near a full metal jacket, right? But it's crimped inside to create a hollow point that the most closely resembles a full metal jacket you can possibly imagine, and still get a hollow point, right? That's what we got there. It's called a monolithic hollow point. That was engineered to defeat the flaw in firearms like the Canik and other firearms that might get a bad rap for being ineffective for defense, because you can't put any hollow point in there, because as soon as they start jamming on a hollow point, because it's all jagged like that Sierra joint, people go, boo, Canik. But it's like, master the gun, figure out what it is, and then overcome that shit by finding a righteous pair, a righteous marriage between your firearm, once you know it, and the ammo that actually works in it. That's the only thing you can do. It's the best thing you can do, and you can make high quality usage out of any firearm when you learn it, regardless of what anybody else says it's supposed to be a flaw in this particular firearm. This is why you can't listen to everybody. You gotta go figure it out yourself. You'll discover what it is that you can do to justify what it is that you have going on, to make it work in your favor in defense, for defensive purposes only. You can figure that out, and I figured it out. Period. Monolithic hollow point. Never heard of it until I started doing this fucking research. This is how far I go into what it is that I do and think and feel about the firearm, that I didn't record this on video, so now people act like I don't think like this, I don't do none of this, I don't know it. Shut the fuck up, man. Don't you at least open your mind enough to know that you're not gonna know everything that everybody is on and what it is that they know just off of their fucking YouTube. And that, I mean, well, what is your expectation, man? The assumption that no one, I don't know, man. Leave me alone, bro. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Not doing that shit on camera for y'all don't mean that it didn't get done. So, open your mind enough and leave room for the fact that you might not know where the fuck my mind is and what I got going on and how I really get down out this bitch. You don't even know. You might not know. I don't got to show it to you for you to know. Leave room for the assumption that maybe I might. Respect me enough to say, there ain't nothing, this nigga might know all type of shit. I've been looking into and trying to utilize the idea of the intermittent fasting, and I want to mix that with calisthenic workouts. Trying not to use, I got some dumbbells and I might utilize those, because there's certain bicep and tricep exercises that I really enjoy doing with dumbbells that I'm still going to utilize. But calisthenics is a good way to work out. I've been utilizing some of that, trying to get my workout to be more consistent and more intense. But I haven't been working out on video, and it does not mean that that I must be fat, sloppy, out of shape, ain't worked out in years. You wouldn't be able to say that. Just because you ain't seen me working out on my YouTube doesn't mean that you saying that would be true. I am inactive and ain't worked out in years, and I'm out of shape, flabby, fat. None of that. I don't got to show my body off and show my workout for that to actually be true. You would just be making an assumption that's wrong if you said that I don't ever work out, that I don't know shit about working out or nothing, that I don't take my health like that seriously or nothing. It would be silly. It would be silly and untrue for you to say that, and that's just an example. So when we talk about this gun shit and the understanding and the training and the shooting and get to the range, you not seeing me do that don't mean I'm not doing that. You gotta stop, man. Why is your mind even stop there to harp on that, to try to sun me about any of that shit? Y'all tweaking, bro. Y'all are bugging. Chill out. Slow down. Damn. We got bigger fish to fry. I don't give a fuck what gun you got. Buy a fucking gun wherever your budget is at. Figure the goddamn fucking gun out, make it work well, practice and make sure that whatever ammo you are trying to marry to your firearm is the best and most efficient firearm ammo that you can put into that firearm. Get good at it. Outdo the criminal who probably a goofy anyway, who can't even be seen in no shooting range on no camera or nothing. He ain't practicing, don't know shit about the ammo that I just told you or nothing. I hope his shit jam on him when he trying to invade your house, and I hope you smoke his ass, blow him off the porch. That's what I hope happened. Fuck all the criminals or whoever start the fights. I hope your ass lose if you started that fight. And I don't care who you are, no badge, no pseudo names like lieutenant and governor. Though none of that shit matters. If you start the fight, I hope you fucking lose. Period. Right? That's where my mind is at. I'd rather talk about that shit because it means a lot to the world. Buy a gun. Be serious about what the ownership means. Know that your government hates you and they would much rather you not have that than to have it. If you hear politicians talking like they wish that you had it, they should say, I wish that you had it so much, and I'm going to go tell my constituents and everybody else that I don't think that was our argument to even have. It don't make no sense for a potentially tyrannical government to have any say. Y'all say they should have zero say in our firearm ownership, because it can't be a free country if they have any say, because then you'd have to expect that a tyrannical government will reach for your guns, hide behind their assumed authority first, so they can do something that they shouldn't be allowed to do because you said foreign or domestic. And you said you meant that shit, and I believe you because you seem serious. So don't blame me for taking you serious, motherfucker. You say some shit to me, I'm going to take you seriously. You look serious. Okay, shall not infringe is serious as fuck. You can't say shall not infringe and then start infringing. The two things are so contradicting that you got to say that the founding forefathers failed us because they didn't make it ironclad. You think it's ironclad, but the fact of the matter is, it ain't ironclad because somebody trying to twist it, and the twisting is working. So they should have said it like I say it. And they would, if your founding forefathers address the right to keep and bear arms the way I do, it wouldn't have been able to get full, because I would have told them, this shall not be infringed. Any attempt to infringe on it at all coming from the potential government that the people have to protect themselves against, as soon as y'all mention guns and control, you should expect to fight. I hope they start shooting at you about that shit. Don't talk about it. Don't bring it up. It's the elephant in the room to y'all. I don't care how y'all feel about it. If you speak on it, we might start shooting. You can't speak on it, especially with no kind of balls talking about what you gonna do and what we not gonna damn do about a motherfucking gun coming from the government. Y'all can't talk like that. We shoot at that shit. Shut your mouth. I would have wrote the Constitution just like that, verbatim, like I just said it too. Just shut your mouth and all of that. I would have told them like that. Because then now it makes it hard for them to think that they can talk us out of it with the expectation that we don't shoot at them. They got the expectation that we lose in the court of law, that we're also not going to revolt. And we meet them there, then they go, good, we got them. Now they just got to be gentlemen of their word and accept the contracts that are involved in court cases like that. Accept the contract and all that if you lose a fight that you accepted into the next voting cycle. When you vote, you agree to let the next administration rock, even if it's the side that you voted against. You agree to let them rock for 4 years to get a system a chance. When you don't vote, you say, I have no expectation of getting the freedom and justice that I want out of this. Why would I vote for you? I don't think it's gonna work. I will vote where I see hope. If I don't see no hope, I won't vote. If I don't see no hope on either side, then I'm not gonna vote for either side. All of that shit makes sense to me. You have to make it not make sense to me with some articulation before you can get me to even consider it all. That I to listen to you harp on how I should vote. I shouldn't do shit I don't want to do. Is what I should do. Is avoid doing shit that I don't want to do. That's what I should do. That's a natural order that supersedes what you're talking about a vote or anything. I'm not going to beg potential child traffickers for a God-given right that's supposed to be undebatable, and that's how you protect it, by making it undebatable. If you make it debatable, then what makes you think you're going to keep them from infringing on you if you agree that these things are debatable and that you want to go see what happens? The Constitution didn't save the shit. 250 years of arguing about the same shit. Just don't be a fucking, look, you're not going to get me to accept your delusion. It obviously didn't work. The ATF is out of their minds. Their constitution obviously didn't work because it should have been something written there that makes them say, we can't try this. Trying it is wrong. Trying it makes us criminal. Trying and achieving it makes us in violation. And then we deserve certain things that are already written right here. Trey didn't write that shit. I didn't write none of that shit. I didn't write none of the stipulations, the guidelines, or the punishments behind the Constitution and what violations look like. I didn't write none of that shit, but I read it though. I know what it says is supposed to happen to people that violate. So all I want y'all to do is to live and die by it and stop pretending like I'm wrong for understanding how y'all said it was supposed to go. Y'all said y'all weren't gonna do that. But you did though, and it's obvious. It's so obvious that all you gotta do is compare two different states that don't agree with how the Constitution goes. And at the very least, before you get into any conspiracy theories, before you blame anybody at all, just know that the difference is evidence of the presence of a violation of that Constitution that lives secure behind a government wall of a level of oppression. Really, right? A level of government oppression exists. While one of these states, you can take Illinois and Iowa as examples, they don't agree with the Constitution about the gun rights. There's an obvious difference. The difference means that somebody's wrong. The wrong means something very special and specific written in their law society in regards to how a violation will being wrong on something so critical in America today. If you're in violation because you did that wrong, that's very serious and I take it seriously. Nobody's doing anything, so y'all are all bitches. Y'all are all leaning on the very thing that makes this difference and violation possible. Y'all are leaning on it as the comfort blanket for the wrong that y'all will agree is there. Y'all will agree that something's wrong. Mr. 2A advocate. Fuck the 2A. I like whatever inspired them to write that. That's what I like. I don't like the Second Amendment. That's a man-made thing that even if you try to attribute some praise to it, I can always say that it's not foolproof. And then you can't even debate with me and say, it's not foolproof. Motherfuckers be fighting that shit and winning. It ain't ironclad. Just say that part. If you can say that part to me, but you trust the Second Amendment in the Constitution, take one step further and allow me to say whatever inspired them to write that good shit is what we should have been standing on, because I think that's way more solid than something that we allowed them to call an amendment. And then I got to sit back and watch y'all act like crybaby ass bitches when they try to amend it. That's what I expected for them to do. And I knew it would be wrong if they did it. I was already pissed off before the battle started, before you even showed me a case of them violating it. It's just always so wrong that I gotta say I'm disappointed with y'all. I don't fucking like y'all, bro. I don't like y'all, because I think that if y'all will face all of the truth in all of this, it will bring you to a level of disgust and insistence on them, at the very least, describing the contradiction in the court of law. At least do this, because I can actually show y'all in y'all court of law how y'all are actually dodging the issue, either out of ignorance or out of fear of what the truth really is, that you don't want people to see that part. You either don't want people to see the truth, or you're not as smart as I am and you don't even see that this is a problem. The difference between these states is such a critical flaw in American politics that is so obvious and is so loud and vibrant to me. I think it should be a showstopper. I don't think we should be talking about nothing else with this, because I think it exposes the system for being run on feelings, bad politics, violations, making all of these motherfuckers criminals according to U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242. This is actually true. If y'all don't know what that is, y'all need to look into that. Look it up. You can look it up right now. Read it to yourself. Read it out loud, because it's way more powerful if you read it out loud. When you can hear it and you're reading it, it's going to allow for any cognitive cracks in your ability to logically think. It's going to make it less likely that it would escape your mind when you read it and read it out loud, of what it is that you're reading and what that means. Even if something has made it into law status, it cannot still be examined, identified as, and proven to be a violation of the Constitution and still be respected as a law, even after it's made it to law status. It doesn't matter. It being so far as to being placed into law status doesn't legitimize it at all. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It just means that y'all took it wrong that fucking far. The fucking Constitution and other parts of your fucking legal system warned you that that might happen. So they called it something. U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242. Hiding behind the color of law to be in violation of the Constitution is of no protection to you motherfuckers at all. If it comes to the light that it is true that y'all violated the Constitution, even behind that, thinking that, hey man, I was just Nuremberg trialing, doing my job, doing what I was told. It's the law. It's not an excuse. You're supposed to get fucked up for that, 10 years in prison, or depending on how far your violations took somebody else's life while you were in violation of anything. I'm talking about the gun rights over in violation of anything involving the Constitution and how it's supposed to be reflecting natural rights that the Constitution allows for people to violate behind the color law, so that you don't notice. U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242 is telling you this might happen. Boogie, boogie, boogie. I hope you're fucking scared, you asshole. All you motherfuckers are criminals. U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242 is making every judge, lawyer, cop, mayor, senator, congressman, all you motherfuckers are in violation in some way, shape, or form. The legalization of marijuana in some states and not others is another glaring example of how, if y'all can't come into an agreement on this, whoever thinks they are the closest to natural rights and freedom, which means you allow people to not be threatened by the law for them to engage in certain things, whether you talk about the gun shit or the weed shit. What is happening when open carry is legal in Iowa of all firearms? If you can legally buy it, you can legally carry it out in the open, or concealed, or hidden from everybody. That you out here and don't nobody even know you got that shit on you. Look at you. What's in that guitar case? You got a gun in a guitar case? Nice, right? Even if you're doing that, it's legal in Iowa. If it's legal in Iowa, and they believe, hey man, this is how we doing the Constitution. Don't it look like more freedom? Yes, it does, because there's less things that we threaten your fucking life with the fucking government gun pointing to you at. There's less things. This is one of those things that allows y'all to be free enough that you at least say, we agree to not threaten you with government muscle for doing this. It's closer to the freedom when they allow that, right? When they allow that. Whoever does that is probably right. Even if they're not 100% right, they're probably right. Whoever not doing it is wrong. Period. About the weed shit or the gun shit. Period. You're wrong. If you're willing to threaten for more things in regards to the ownership, involvement, or utilization of either of these things, firearms or marijuana, when you see other states going, hey man, get closer to the freedom, and then they lead by example by showing more freedom in that direction, even if it ain't 100%. It's more, which means whoever doing lesser is closer to the negativity, right? The infringement on the natural God-given rights. There's a punishment for that. And these states are contradicting each other, exposing who's wrong and who's not. And once they change it, like Iowa just went constitutional carry like 3 or 4 years or so ago, 3 or 4 years, something like that. They exposed themselves for being wrong when it wasn't. Because when it wasn't constitutional, everything you did to keep it from being constitutional carry was in violation, and you hid behind the law because it was on the law books. Doesn't protect you. U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242. You can't say you're just doing your job. Nuremberg trials. See how that works? Anybody who don't talk about their gun ownership like this, I think you're being a pussy. You missing something. We already got a kinship. You actually bought the gun. How kin are we? Are you first cousins or that resemble me? We got features that are the same. You my first cousin in this gun shit, or are you a fucking fourth cousin removed through a fucking adoption and a marriage? Cut it. Fuck out of here. Y'all cousin like that when it comes to the gun shit. Because if you want to address them in this way, I don't think you're taking your gun ownership seriously. And that's a bad thing, because it's supposed to be serious. It's gun ownership that you ain't even taking serious enough. If you can't think like this, I think you're a fucking goofy. And I don't care if that offends you, because what it is that I'm offending you about really is something too serious to play games with grown people about. I don't feel like I gotta respect you now, because you're dangerously stupid if you can't see it like this, and then you don't like address it too. You gotta actually address it too, because the feeling can only be sincere if I start seeing it in your walk of life that you're willing to say it. At least say it. At least say it. Because then saying it gonna make you want to do something about it. I did. Hug AR on it. Get out here with the fucking AR-15, the bulletproof vest and all that shit, and say this is how serious the gun rights is, and I'm huggable. And I get to say what the fuck I want because I'm not threatening nobody. I'm a film writer and director and everything. I got registered material with the Writers Guild. I'm a filmmaker. My imagination be crazy. I can say what the fuck I want. I know the best thing for me to do, like I did with the Hug AR on the campaign that I got going with my shit, is that if I can get what I want and make my point, and not even be breaking the laws or doing anything that will warrant anybody from any stretch of the imagination of doing anything to me, I win. If I can prove my point and be like, and you can't do nothing to me, I ain't do nothing. I ain't know how you gonna make this look good on you if you try something on me. How? Based off what? I ain't did nothing that warrants anything you doing. I win, bro, because I'm gonna talk my shit and I'm like, what angle do you have on me to even stop me? None. You just have to be crazy. That's your only angle. And you gotta be crazy. That's what I do. So if I want to show y'all what a revolution look like, it don't matter what it is that I'm talking and saying. I'm gonna put this shit in an independent film and then show you like that, and then I can prove my point, make some money, be a creative, expressive person through a film like I've always wanted to do, an aspiring filmmaker. I can do all of that and be like, proving my point, painting the fucking picture, and I didn't have to actually get out here and do nothing to nobody with no gun about no revolution. That's a stupid thing to do anyway. I preach this in my activism all the time. Peaceful non-compliance and making a revolution a defensive response to them being tyrannical is the best thing you can possibly do. Because now you can get the revolution that I think that's overdue, but you got to take the moral high ground. You have to make them cross a line that exposes them for being so tyrannical that there's no sensible, logical response that anybody could have expected but us to revolt. And if you can find some way to expose them for being that, then you can get your revolution and be like, we didn't even start fighting, they start fighting. Look at them fighting and shit. You know how you do that? Hug an AR on 20,000 people at the same time in 10 states in the fucking country on the same day at the same time. 20,000 people times 10 is what, motherfucker? It's 2 million people. We need two, that's 2 million people, right? Did I do my math right? 20,000 people? No, that's 200,000. That's 200,000, okay? 200,000. 10 states, 20 people in each state, 200,000 people is enough. And that ain't even really that many people. The Cedar Rapids metropolitan area, is like 170-some thousand people maybe. And that's not even big. A lot of people in the country don't know Cedar Rapids, Iowa exists. And y'all talking about 170,000 people that y'all don't even know exist, right? So let's say a cool 200,000 people in 10 states, 20,000 people in each one of these cities. That's a lot of people in one place, right? But it needs to be so great, so grand like this that the presence can bring the power. There's no need for violence. That's why I like the idea of daydreaming and imagining these things, because if people use their imagination and then start working towards manifesting the imagination, you can lead with your heart and with your fucking AR and say, how can we be defensive and stand 10 toes on the freedom that we claim to love and enjoy and need and deserve? How can we do that and be loving enough that we will not deserve an aggressive initiation of force and violence upon what it is that we're trying to do when we're saying what we got to say? Then you bring the hugs, you bring your AR-15, you bring the donuts, you bring the flowers and roses, you try to hug other gun owners in mass like this, 20,000 people. Imagine it, okay? Just imagine it. Imagine how effective it will be, and then imagine how easy it will be to do that as opposed to fighting and igniting a revolution. That's hard to do and that's stupid. It's easier and more promising in regards to expressing the love. All that sounds way better, easier, softer, more enjoyable to stand together with 20,000 people with AR-15s and y'all all try to hug each other and bring donuts and the fucking roses. I'm talking about literally doing all of this, Guns and Roses. You bring the roses, you bring the AR-15s, everybody locked and loaded, and then you just hug everybody. You hug these strangers and you say, I don't know you, but what I do know is that it would have been easier to love you than to shoot at you about any fucking differences that we might have. I don't want to do that. I love you. I wish that your life was so good that you would be incapable of hurting or harming anybody else, and wishing that upon you is way better than mag dumping on you. It's way easier, because then I can get what I want is for you to leave me alone without the violence of me having to mag dump you to get you to leave me alone. That's a crazy way to get to you leaving me alone. If you leaving me alone means to let me make your life peaceful, enjoyable when I cross your path, full of love and expressions of just a wish that your life has some peace, because I want peace. If I want peace, I should probably sincerely wish it to my fellow man, or else I can't expect to get it. It's the only way that that's ever going to work. Morality not going to bless you if you really want to hurt people. That's why I don't want to hurt nobody. I want to express the love. I like that. And we all get together, 20,000 people talking and acting like this and just hugging people. Kiss them if y'all agree to a kiss. Look a motherfucker in the face and say, man, can I kiss you? Motherfucker, I'm not gonna kiss no man, but you should be able to be like, man, can I get kiss on the cheek? Can I kiss you on the forehead? High five, hug, any type of physical connection. I want to physically express it to you that I love you and that I feel sorry for us, and I wish that nothing bad was going to happen to us or anybody. But I'm scared because somebody wants to hurt us. Can we stand together, hug each other, and then point to something that might want to hurt us, even though we out here doing this? Anything that wants to hurt us, to stop us while we're doing this, has to be the enemy. Where is it? What stands in our way of doing this right now? Is there anything standing in our way of us doing this right now? That's got to be the bad guy. Look at us hugging. I love you, bro. I love you. I love y'all, man. Peace and love to your kids, man. I hope your kids grow up free from violence. They the most innocent of us. I hope nothing ever happens, bro. Where the love at? I ain't gonna be the one to hurt you. I'll never do that. You cross my path, bro, I'm gonna try and give you some love. I don't know what else to do. It's the best. It's the only thing I can do to expect for you to leave me alone. I should probably do that first. Right? 20,000 deep in 10 cities, all coming around, acting like this, surrounding Capitol buildings where there can be a legitimate debate, argument, examination, legit cases that they would have to respect in a court of law. It should be that legit that it's not just us and our feelings, but that even a court of law would have to in trafficking rings and the pedophilia. If this is our angle, this is what we're trying to do, we shouldn't be stopped when that's what we're trying to do. We shouldn't be stopped when we brought the donuts and the roses and the guns and the love and the hugs and the signs that say hug AR owner, and we 20,000 deep in 10 cities in America doing this. That looks like the movement to a revolution that will look crazy if they try to stop you. If they try to stop you, you know what you're dealing with, and then, hey, man, it's going to be what it's going to be. Because we can live this life of love and what we're trying to project right here, and they're trying to stop us, you'd have to be crazy. Because we're also armed, too. So why are you even okay with even trying to fight with us if we was wrong? Who are you to even that kind of a thing, that kind of aggression, that kind of confrontation? You can't be the source of the confrontation when we come out here like this. Who are you? We all got guns, too. Who are you? You got to be a crazy threat, bro. You trying to crash out. This is wild. If you present yourself like this with all the love, with the propensity for defensive violence and an act of revolting against motherfuckers who really just don't want to be called out on their criminal shit. If you do this, I don't see any angle of anybody being able to credibly stop you. Ruined by their violations of human rights and everything else. If they ruined it, face it that they've ruined it, and then be prepared with a plan to replace it with somebody loving who will be in fear of violating the responsibility that you're trying to give them, because violation turns into a great act of violence against violators, because violators are something so precious, can't be treated lightly. And that's not asking too much when I say that. As a matter of fact, if you've taken an oath of office, the only way I can respect your oath of office is if you stand next to me and agree with me when I say that violators are something so powerful like this illusion of authority, that you will actually be the source of some of the greatest atrocities that the world has ever seen. If you hide behind that to be the source of the greatest atrocities and violations of human rights and safety for innocent people, the women and the kids and everybody innocent, if you are in violation of that, by hiding behind that, why can't you agree with me if you're the good guy that anybody who violates that shit should get fucked the fuck up? Can you say that? Why y'all can't even be mad when I say that kind of stuff? Y'all should agree with me. And if it's cringy to you, it makes me feel like you're guilty or something, because you know that I'm talking to you. That's how this shit goes, bro. No way out of it. No way out of it. No way out of it. I'm the fucking one, motherfucker. No way out of it. I'm not saying I'm the one like no one else thinks of this. I think people get a hard time thinking of it in this level of clarity, and piecing it all together and then being sincere about it and then actually projecting it into who it is that they are in their walk of life. It takes all of that for you to actually be standing 10 toes on all this shit. And I got ideas and plans to really stand up with kids in the child trafficking. I'm about to do something amazing. And I can't even tell y'all what it is. But it's going to be what it's going to be because I mean what I say. So now I got to do something to help the cause because I meant that shit when I said that shit. Y'all thought I was playing. Y'all said it and y'all be playing. Because y'all go, oh, the poor kids, and then won't do nothing. That's why I don't believe you. I say all the poor kids, and now I'm about to do something to save some kids. That's how you stand up as a man. I meant that shit. Y'all playing. If you playing, don't talk to me about nothing. You got to mean what you say around me. That's just what it is, bro. I don't get tired. I don't get time to play. Life is too short. Y'all are disappointing. Y'all are disappointing, and it's sad. And you get what you deserve out here. Things can only be what we allow it to be, and it's not a magical thing. It's very literal and inescapable. Because if you fail to recognize it, that's your fault. If you recognize but you fail to utilize that train of thought in your walk of life, then you also failed it. It's got to manifest and then actually create the change that was intended behind the sentiment, or else it was a failure. What was the point of it even being there in the first place? So when I say I want to stick up for the kids, I'm going to do something about it. Period. Because y'all play too much. Y'all play too much. I'll make it a one-man organization. It's a one-man movement to save the kids. I'm tired of waiting for other people. I'm not going to wait for y'all. I'm going to just do something there. I used my imagination. I came up with a plan that'll be effective, better than nothing. I ain't Superman, but it's going to be better than nothing. Now I'm going to put it to use, and it's going to do something to make it harder for people to deal with the kids. Y'all not doing nothing. Pussies, goofies. Don't talk to me about it. I don't think you mean it when you say that it disturbs you, that it bothers you. I don't think you mean it. That's how serious I am. I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of the playing. Everybody playing. Bitches. Shut y'all bitch ass up. Fucking goofies. What y'all know about, let's talk this out real quick because I'm almost at my destination. When I get to my destination, real talk, when I get to my destination, I'm going to be recording because I got to go. I have to, hold on real quick. I have to try and curb the negative, the overflowing of the negativity inside of a family conflict that I find to be very much like, man, it is a reflection of the government. This is how I know the universe is fucking with me. The more and more I've been working on my LLCs and trying to trap my mind inside of a creative and positive, almost like a trance, so that I can better manifest the creativity and the things that I have in my mind. I want to bring them out into the open. And the harder I do that, the more and more my personal life turn up into with the negativity. It do. I know the universe is doing that. I get more positive and more aligned with the productivity I've been telling y'all I've been trying to capture. As soon as I take big ass steps into being more productive on big things that'll blow your mind, actually. I'm gonna talk to y'all about this stuff. But the more and more I do that, the more and more negative my personal life gets. It's spooky because I have nothing else but to expect that, because I know how the universe is working. But it's kind of funny to see it happen, to recognize it, to be expecting it, and then to have it go, yep, here I come, with all the negativity. So I gotta go curb this this conflict inside of my family with some love and some wisdom. I'm gonna try and talk to them the way I talk to y'all. I'm gonna say my piece and then I'm gonna go on from it. But the conflict has gotten violent. It could potentially get more violent, and somebody with a clear mind and a plan that can say out loud what the problem is and what the remedy is, to give that shit a chance to manifest inside of their interactions between each other. I'm gonna give it a chance to manifest by delivering a seed, by planting some seeds when I get here. And then it's gonna be what it's gonna be, because I can't let this negativity here affect what it is that I got going on, because I know the universe is trying to present it to me to see if I can rise above the challenge, to see if I can rise above what it is that this kind of activity, this negativity here in Freeport fucking Illinois, the black hole, y'all don't think black holes are everywhere? Black holes are everywhere. Freeport, Illinois is a black hole. Yeah, because I'm on my way to Freeport right now. Look at the black hole. Drawing in the light, bro. But I'm that powerful light that goes into the black hole, and then I escape the black hole. I escape all the gravity of the black hole. Graduated from college out this motherfucker and left and never came back. I mean, I came back to visit, but with the same excuses, with the same downfalls, with the same patterns of self-sabotage and self-punishment, because motherfuckers won't self-reflect, because they would rather self-medicate. This is what the problem is. I can see it all already. It's a rerun. I've seen this show before. Sad. Man, peace and love to y'all, man. I'm in this live stream. I'm drawing closer to my destination. I don't know, man. Wish me luck in trying to curb this shit, because if I ever have to come back and revisit this potential problem, violent problem inside of my family, it would have to get more violent, because where it is right now, I'm already going to give the peak of my involvement inside of where it has already gone. If it moves to violence inside of my family with this conflict that they got going on, if it moves to violence, I'm going to have to tell myself to not get involved like I always do. Find some way to get what it is that I would want to get by getting involved and just getting violent with people who insist on being violent. If I get involved and get violent with them, whatever I thought the violence was going to get me to, whatever I was going to achieve by that, I'm going to try to achieve it before I see the violence, before the violence it will consume me. I can see what that remedy that I would want before I get in there, and then I think from outside of it before it happens, what can I do to get that without allowing it to tumble into the violence so that I can get this? Can I get that beforehand without the violence? Yeah, I know what to do. So then I try to utilize it in that. I try to utilize my thinking and my creativity to achieve that, and that's what I'm coming here to do today. After that, man, I'm going from it, because what I'm going to say today should work. It should work better than the violence, because then don't nobody get hurt, ain't nobody got to go to jail, and we'll get what y'all think you're supposed to get by the fight. Whatever y'all thought y'all was going to get by that fight, and I know how to get it. Without the fight, follow me. This is how you get it. Honest observation, call it like it is, and then people start going their separate ways. I see people get away from each other and lose contact with family for years over petty shit. What they got going on is so serious that I think it definitely deserves people saying, fuck you, I bet you don't hear my voice or see my face again. I bet you I disappear. I bet you I disappear on your ass. But somebody don't want other people to disappear because they dependent. They're dependent on people about something. That's what the problem is. They're attacking the people that they're dependent on. That's why the separation won't happen when that's the clear and obvious remedy. So we're gonna get to it. I know what to do, and it don't take no fighting. It's easy. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm recording on my phone, so can't nobody lie about what happened, where the energy was, and who said what, or who did what. Ain't gonna be no lie. How you gonna lie? I'm recording. So I'm recording when I pull up. My phone will be recording before I fucking stop and get out of the car. My phone will be recording. So ain't nobody gonna be able to lie. We're not gonna do that. Lie to who? About what? Lie to family about what happened, what I said to you? I know what I said to you. It's recorded. You can't lie, twist that shit, or leave that shit out to make me look like I was the bad person. I came here to deliver some love and wisdom, because y'all seem to be lacking both of those things. I don't see no love, I don't see no wisdom. I see a lot of passive bullshit and a lot of aggression and a whole lot of negative fucking movements. Negative movements, bro. RPM Trade Vietnam and this bitch Wu Bang get a fucking gun today. Tell the government that they can't have that shit because we know what that look like and it's just non-negotiable. We're not gonna play with y'all. We're not gonna split hairs or ignore this shit or act like it ain't happening or act like we're not warranted in being overprotective or something simply because it looked this much like it. It can't even look this much like we need to hang on to the guns or else the government is gonna enslave us. It looked too much like it that I think I'm justified in overreacting just to be sure that that's not what it is because it shouldn't look like it at all. It should be almost not at all. The fact that it looked this much like it, I know we got a problem. Illinois and Iowa can't agree on the Constitution. That's a problem. Whoever said that that's not really a problem, there's something you can do is crazy. You're not going far enough. You go right into the begging. And who are you begging? Child diddlers. For what? What are you begging these child diddlers for? They're criminals in and of themselves who are disqualified from owning firearms or any of that shit. They are actually disqualified criminals who their own law society say you ain't got to listen to them now. That's what's actually really going on. That's crazy. That's there for you to embrace and then implement, and you still won't because you're scared. They got more gun control than what they got on the books because they got y'all scared of certain things, and that controls you beyond what it is that they got on paper. Because the AR-15 openly carrying that shit is legal in Iowa, but fear and disgust from it being taboo and foreign to people will allow them to control themselves and then actually reach out to other politicians to help them do the impossible, control me when I ain't even did nothing to nobody based off of their feelings, which is fucking crazy. Kiss my dick, y'all are dumb. I don't gotta look to y'all like y'all none of that shit. I'm gonna consider y'all dangerously ignorant, inferior to me intellectually, until we reconcile these fucking conflicts. I'll see y'all in a little bit. I might live stream on the way back home after I come down here and drop some wisdom and some knowledge. Hopefully I ain't gotta put I don't have to show up as Dr. Trey, unlicensed fucking psychologist and attitude adjustment specialist. I ain't got to show up like that. We don't got to do none of that. Nobody has to fight, and I know we don't. I know we don't got to fight. I know we don't got to fucking initiate a fucking physical fight in a revolution with the government to get a revolution with the government and make that change that we say so on our terms. We don't even got to fight to get them to open up to that. They'll do it themselves. When we all stand together, hugging and loving each other and call them out on their crimes against humanity, and they respond to us like we fucked up. But all of those things are within our right. Airing our grievances to a government while we're armed and all loving each other, you can't even misconstrue the intent when we come with that energy. You cannot say that we can't do anything if we come with that energy, and then we just say all of the magical things that need to be said. We want to bring y'all up on charges. All of y'all are fired. Y'all about to get peaceful non-compliance out of us. We don't want to hurt none of y'all. We just want to go by y'all law society, and y'all law society says this. We brought the papers. We brought filings and everything. We got everything that says in y'all law society that we're supposed to be doing this, that this is the right thing to do, and that duty is calling. And we're going to bring all of the violations that y'all have committed to your oath of office that are so fundamentally damaging to who you think you are, Mr. Governor, that it's going to be almost undebatable because you can't even take this personal. This is off of legit what it is that you're doing and what it is that you said that you weren't going to do. It ain't even personal. It's all mechanical. You're a bad person and you fucked up. You're fired and you're going to be arrested and charged and then convicted, and then whatever happens after that's supposed to happen. Because 10-year minimum for violating that oath of office, according to U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242, that's the minimum, 10 years. If you get 10 years, you got lucky. Because the punishment is supposed to be death, depending on how deep your violations are. And a lot of y'all have such deep violations that a lot of y'all are supposed to be fucking chop, guillotine. That's what's supposed to happen according to y'all shit. I'm not wishing that. I'm telling you, this is my understanding of what it is that I read about your law society. Y'all said that. Y'all promised to give yourselves to that if you were found in violation as an attempt to secure some trust inside of this authority that we all know that you could abuse once you get there. That's what the oath is for. It's to promise that, hey, we're all recognizing the opportunity to abuse things from inside of this shit. And I promise not to do that very specifically based on these things. And if I violate, I can be removed by violence if necessary. That's what the oath is saying. Damn, are we going to split hairs here, or are we going to agree to what it is that's supposed to say? Y'all not taking this serious when y'all know these motherfuckers got an oath of office. Because it means all of this stuff. Why don't nobody say that part? That they're supposed to be removed even if violence is necessary if they violate that oath of office. And we would all of it. The filing of the charges, the calling them out, the seeing they ass in their own court of law. They should have faith in the court of law. They act like it's so fair. We then consider it fair and consider yourself unharmed if you get arrested and charged, because if you ain't did nothing, the law society gonna figure it out. right? And then you'll be fine. You ain't gonna go to prison or get put to death about nothing you did, Mr. Officer, because you ain't did nothing, right? And the law society you can trust it enough to know that we'll find that to be true. Then come on and get your big bad ass in here. Did you violate that oath of office? Mr. Officer, yes you did. Because Illinois legalized marijuana some years ago, 4, 5, 6 years ago. But they think they are now in tune with the Constitution. They're more in tune with the Constitution by doing this. Then what were you when you weren't doing it and you were arresting people, high-speed chases, drug raids, and taking kids out of their families' home and putting them into something that we can also, on a side note, accuse for being responsible for some of the trafficking. When you talk about the Department of Children and Family Services and shit like that, that's where you took the kids about something that you're now selling and taxing. When you talk about the weed, you took the kids and put them there, based off the weed that you're now selling and taxing, which means that you were wrong when you were doing it then. And where'd you take the kids to them? Are they guilty of something? Yes. See what I'm saying? Problem. It's all supposed to be knocked down. I win, period. This is undebatable shit. And it should be so crazy that y'all shouldn't talk to me about nothing until we talk about this. It's that crazy. It's that deep. That if y'all want to talk to me about anything before y'all talk about this, I want to talk about inflation or nothing until we talk about this. Trump ain't that good about no stimulus check that he say he may or may not be issuing to people. I don't even care about that, because I really want him to go higher, to a higher level of examination in the truth of what it is that he's talking about. The truth is that the economy is failing because it's supposed to, because it's supposed to only last so long because it was built that way, because they want to pass us off into a digital currency that they know is supposed to be a safety net. When they crashed the dollar that was designed to crash, they've been crashing it. Every fucking politician said they're going to do something to help the economy. Won't tell y'all the truth is that the debt is insurmountable. Is never supposed to be solved or resolved or fixed or brought to zero. It's supposed to be an enslavement tool to force you into a higher level of control through the monetary system with a digital currency. That's the actual truth. And enough of y'all know enough about the digital currency that when I say this about our own money, go do the research to draw the correlation between the two things so that you can say, yeah, we should revolt it before I was even born. Why was we still here arguing with them about this shit? We shouldn't even be arguing with them. They've already disqualified themselves. This is the conclusion you would come to if you were honest about simple stuff like what I just said in the past 5 minutes is enough to say, revolution, bro. Don't blame me because I can see that enough to hypothetically say that it kind of looks like that's what the whole fucking thing is pointing to. That's what a Quentin Tarantino movie would look like. Niggas would have already been shooting. That's what the Law Society says. They know that they fucked it up. They know that we are going to lose certain rights and liberties the further we go into these things that they already said out loud that they plan on doing. The digital currency, the smart cities. These are all the things that we already got them to admit to in order for them to get a smart city. Don't you know I'm not going to have an AR in a smart city? You think the two things go together? They got to fuck with that gun shit to get that, which means they got to fuck with the shit that y'all said don't tread me about. And their way of fucking with it to get you into a state of expectation that you won't even fight them when they win is the Constitution. That's the gateway. See? I'm too smart, bro. I'm too smart, bro. I'm not the only one that can see this. I think I'm the only one that ever says it like this, in this way, from this angle. Consider everything that is that I'm considering to solidify what it is that I'm saying as the actual truth. I ain't never heard nobody say this shit like this before. Or do it like this. And I think y'all all bitches if y'all can't put this above everything else. Learn gematria. If you don't know gematria, I think you are missing out. You are under hypnosis that only works when you either don't know about it or you deny it when somebody trying to point it out to you. I think y'all need to learn gematria. But if you know gematria and you are incapable of recognizing the fight for your gun rights to the degree that you will help them get gun control, or you will stand by and watch it happen as if it does not involve you at all, or if it's not that critical to your survival and the idea of freedom, then only thing you're going to do is know why you're being enslaved, but you won't be able to stop them. The greatest point that you can possibly make in the idea of truth seeking, I think, is recognizing enough of what it is that's going on that you say, nobody can tell me what to do or stop my freedom, or else you're going to get this fucking magged up and you hold your gun. I think that puts you in a great position to fight for the freedom. That even if you don't know it all and where it's all coming from, just know that anybody who initiates the force of violence upon you to remove your gun from you wants to enslave you with things that they hope that you don't see, won't recognize, or can't fight, but you can always fight them off you regardless of what it is that they're trying to tell you or whatever it is that you understand, because they're trying to bank on your ignorance, and they will catch some of y'all with your pants down in your ignorance. Know this much: keep your gun and don't let them tell you to give it up, because then you got to know that that's where the danger is. That is enough. That's enough for you to be pointing your gun in the right direction, refusing to let it go. Know that much. In the meantime, learn gematria, but don't let them take that gun from you. If you don't gematria and you let them take that gun, then you're just going to know why they're killing you, why they're enslaving you, why they ritualistically sacrifice people to their gods that they think grant them the power to rule the world. And that's a cycle of religious worship, sacrifice, and wielding power, is that they are gods on earth. That is what they're actually doing. I can take y'all down some rabbit holes if you want. Keep the gun and stay tuned. I don't know what else to tell y'all. It's a journey. Wherever I find you in your journey, just know that you need to keep the gun, and then I'll walk you as far as you can or will be walked. As far as bringing you to the water, I can't make you drink. You know how that goes. But gematria is one of those things that you'll be doing yourself a great service to learn gematria and then apply it wherever you can apply it, wherever you see it, so that it can reveal itself to you with how deep the attempt to control the world really is. You need to know that. You owe it to yourself to know that. But if you ain't got no gun, you're not going to get shit. You can know all of it. If you ain't got no gun, you're not going to get shit. Sorry. You're going to have to fight them off of you. I think you can fight them off of you blindfolded in a way, because you're not going to know it all anyway. You don't need to know it all and then have the gun for your fight and your stance on freedom to be respected, understood, and then exercised. You don't need all that. You need a gun plus whatever fucking knowledge you can find, that you can muster, that'll bring you to the realization that somebody's going to try and dominate you and all of us. And they're going to do it with things that might escape you. Be okay with not knowing it all. Walk your journey. But you got to keep that gun. That's going to be critical. It's just going to be critical, man. Without it, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got space and time, opportunity to learn, because they're going to start telling people stop saying shit. Now you're not going to be able to learn. Now you're not going to be able to learn from your fellow man as soon as they tell you to stop saying shit. But they're going to work on that too. They already might consider, I'm sure they consider me something for something I said. Frankly, I don't give a fuck. I've already considered them all kinds of child diddlers, bitches, a worm fool, all type of shit I call they ass. I don't give a fuck what they call me. Stupid. Give a fuck. RPM straight Vietnam, this bitch Wu bang by a gun today.